Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new. I hope you're having a fantastic day. In today's video, we are going to be sniffing through some new candles. This is a first sniff impressions. There are some new fragrances that are launching in the Kringle Reserve line a little bit later on this week. In fact, these are launching on, let me just confirm this really quickly. I've looked at this date multiple times now, but it's June 19th at noon Eastern Standard Time. I will, of course, link where you can find these candles at the top of the description box. You can use my discount code Melanie15 to save 15% off of your purchase over at Kringle Candle. So that'll save you a little bit of money on these if you are interested in picking them up. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and dig through these 4 candles. Here is the box. I just wanted to show you guys that I have not opened this box at all, so I have no idea what to expect. I have seen obviously the descriptions as well as the fragrance notes, but a lot of times with certain fragrances it can be kind of hard to tell what to expect from a scent. So hopefully in this video here I can give you some true, honest first impressions of sticking my nose into these candles for the first time. Hopefully give you a sense of maybe what you can expect from them. Now, I will try to get up some initial post-burn reviews on Wednesday, so obviously only a couple days from now. These will just be the initial post-burn reviews so that you guys kind of know a little bit in terms of strength and throw, and if the fragrances smell the same from cold sniff to post burn. And then of course in another couple of weeks I will go ahead and share some formal in-depth reviews once I have reached probably the halfway point with most of these candles. That's typically where I feel comfortable formally reviewing a candle, is once I've reached the halfway point. That way we know that if there are any issues that are going to pop up, I can tell you whether that is something that is going to happen during the first half of the candle. And then obviously when I share my monthly empties videos, I share, you know, what happens during the last half of the candle potentially. But usually, fingers crossed, the way that it goes is that if I don't have any issues up until the halfway point, it bodes pretty well for the candle doing just as good for the last half of the burn. Now, there's some companies where that doesn't necessarily apply. I'm looking at you, Bath & Body Works, but I usually know which candles those are going to be based on the wicks that I see in those Bath & Body Works candles. So anyway, yeah, these are launching this week, the 19th at noon Eastern Standard Time. There are 4 new fragrances, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna dig in and see what these guys smell like. So let me go ahead and open this box off camera here, and then we'll start sniffing. All right, so the box is open, and I just wanna show you how these were packaged. So I can't see the labels on these at all, so I'm just gonna grab and we're gonna go from there. I'm hoping that this first one that I grab is the one that I'm actually most excited about for this launch. So I'm gonna start over here. Okay, it is. Okay, I got real lucky for this first one here. This is the Kringle Reserve Tangelo Sour. Here is a look at the label there. Obviously, based off of the name and the label, I'm expecting a very citrus-forward fragrance. But the notes on this one kind of intrigue me, and I don't know if they intrigue me in a good way or a bad way. There's some stuff here that I just wonder how it's going to interact with the citrus. So let's get through these notes. Tangy Tangelo, sparkling grapefruit, crisp bergamot, jasmine blossom, green leaves, cassis, musk, cedarwood, amber, and cottonwoods. I'm really excited about these citrus notes, but I'm wondering how the green leaves, the cassis, the cedarwood, and the cottonwoods specifically are going to mingle with those citrus notes and what that's gonna actually smell like. I'm I'm hoping for something really fresh, kind of sweet, juicy, like the perfect citrus fragrance for the summer for the kitchen. So let's see what we're actually getting here. Ooh, okay. So my very first impression is this was not what I was expecting. Is it citrus? Yes. But you know what? I feel like the bergamot here is kind of taking over the grapefruit and that Tangelo note, making this a little bit more perfumey versus that outright just fresh, juicy, sweet citrus. Bergamot is always a little bit more perfumey to my nose, and I like it, but I like it in very specific doses. It's a little too bergamot forward on cold sniff. I don't smell the cassis. I do get a little bit of that muskiness in here. So the musk in this fragrance is not just playing a supporting role for the other notes. It's an actual like musky aspect to the scent. I hate to say this, but it smells a little tiny bit like a cleaning product, just a little bit. And I hate to say it, but I think it's actually the cedar wood more so than the citrus that is making this lean a little bit more cleaner like to my nose. Yeah. I don't know. I don't hate it. I don't hate it, but this is not at all what I was expecting. And so I think I definitely have a little bit of disappointment about that. By the way, Alf is in my lap and just sawing a log over here. So if you have your earbuds in and you're like, what is that noise? It's the free pug ASMR. Enjoy. But yeah, not what I was expecting. Definitely not. A little bit more perfumey, a little bit more cleaner like than it is fresh, juicy, like midsummer citrus type of vibe. Yeah, I don't know that I love the cedar wood in here. I think I would have left that out. But also maybe it's the cottonwoods that are also adding an interesting element here. I don't know what to think about this. I don't know, guys. I need to light this one up. I think this is one of those where I should probably reserve making an opinion on it until I actually burn it. Because a lot of times in cases like this where on cold sniff I'm like, ugh, usually the fragrance ends up being a lot more enjoyable once you actually get a flame to the wax. Sometimes not, but a lot of times that does happen. So I really hope this one transforms a little bit for me, because on cold sniff, this is not what I was hoping for. It's interesting. I will give it that. It is interesting and unique and definitely different from what I was thinking that I was going to be getting here. But yeah, interesting. I'm going to stick with the word interesting as my initial opinion on this one. Not overly bad, but also I do have some disappointment because obviously I was expecting something a little bit different here. So let's go across from that one and grab whatever this is. What is this? Oh, it's Polo. Now I gotta say, I do love the label here. I also kind of like the name because when I first met my husband, he wore a lot of Polo shirts. It just kind of reminds me of a young Craig. But yeah, I really like this label. I'm a big fan of horses. They're a little scary for me. I haven't been around a lot of horses in my life, but I think they're really beautiful animals. So yeah, this is a beautiful horse here for sure. So the notes for this, we've got a little bit of citrus in here as well. So I'm hoping that this one is, well, also I feel like this is gonna go a little perfumey. Okay, mandarin, cypress, mint leaf, dewy greens, solar accord, lavender. I could go either way on the lavender. Cedar wood again, glowing amber. So we've got the amber that seems to be a theme so far, at least with these first two. Patchouli and sheer leather. Now this patchouli and this sheer leather makes me think this is going to be a very masculine type of fragrance. I'm thinking that this is going to end up smelling like a cologne, or yeah, I think this is going to be one of those like masculine men's cologne type fragrances. So let's see what we're actually getting here. Ooh, okay. It is definitely a men's cologne, but it's not overly masculine smelling. I love that mandarin in here. You know what? Just on cold sniff, I actually think I like this better than the Tangelo sour. This is interesting. I'm smelling some of that cedar wood. I'm getting a little bit of that dewy green note in here as well. I also smell a tiny bit of that lavender. That solar accord I think is really interesting in here for sure. But it's the base notes of the amber, the patchouli, and the sheer leather that I think are really well done. If this was an actual cologne, I think this is something that I would really like smelling on my husband. It is not the type of fragrance that I would personally wear. I tend to lean more towards like more feminine leaning perfumes myself. But this smells like kind of a fresh, slightly citrus, clean men's cologne. You would think with that patchouli and that leather note that there would be a lot more heaviness to this one, but it's not super oppressive smelling. It's actually a little bit lighter in its presentation. I like this. Now, this is not the type of fragrance that I would go completely gaga over, but I do think this is one of those that a lot of you who like a slightly more masculine fragrance, you're really gonna enjoy this one. I think this is a great bedroom scent. Probably wouldn't burn this a whole lot in the downstairs of the house. I think this could also be nice in like a larger bathroom type setting. These reserve candles are usually way too strong for me to put in our downstairs powder room, but we have a rather large master bathroom in this house. So I feel like this would do really well in our master bedroom, master bath situation. So I might actually bring this one upstairs to burn. But I like this. I like this on cold sniff. More so than the Tangelo sour, which is the one that I was really thinking that I would enjoy the most out of all four of these, just based off of those initial fragrance notes that we were sent by Kringle Candle. So, yeah, that's a little bit of a winner for me. I'm a little surprised. Okay, we've got two left. Let's grab this one. Okay, we have tea time. And we have a golf ball on the label. Definitely nothing spectacular about this label here. Who here golfs? Not me. I feel like I should get into it because I feel like that could be like my old ladies sport someday. But also, I don't know. I've worked a lot of weddings at a lot of golf courses, and I don't know that I could. There's some strict rules, you guys. I don't know that I am a country club girly, let me tell you that. Not that you have to go to a country club to golf, but we just have a lot of them around here. So anyway, doesn't matter. Yeah, let me know if you golf. What do you enjoy about it? What's your favorite thing about golf? All right, so these notes are pretty simple. They're a little more straightforward. I kind of feel like I know what to expect from this one. I'm expecting grass, and that is a note here, but with it being tea time, I'm just thinking being out on the green and smelling fresh air, smelling freshly cut grass, smelling maybe a little bit of like a men's cologne type of vibe as well. So anyway, the notes are aromatic, earthy, grass, herbal, wood, and musk. Let's see what this smells like. Earthy is right. Oh. Ooh. Okay, definite grass note. You guys, this smells like it has a healthy dose of dirt. Like you just like dug a hole and you like stick your nose in the hole. Like just pure dirt. and like a dirty dirt. I don't know what I mean by dirty dirt, but a very pure, freshly dug hole type of dirt note. Definite grass. Like, I'm getting some, like, I don't know, is it fescue grass? What do they have at golf courses? I don't know. I'm sure there's some special like golf grass seed mix, but we have fescue in our front yard here. Yeah, man, I don't know. This is weird. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like this alcohol sniff. This is a little rough for me. I actually think this would make an amazing Halloween fragrance for Kringle. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe this comes back just slightly tweaked in the Halloween line potentially. This is totally a Halloween fragrance. This is something that if I saw this on the Halloween lineup, I would be like, oh yes, that makes sense. A freshly dug hole, you know, for like a grave or whatever. But there's also an odd sweetness in here. My foot is so asleep right now. Buddy, you are just causing the death of my poor foot. Mama's got to readjust. Yeah, there's an interesting sweetness here. Where's that sweetness coming from? Aromatic, earthy, grass, herbal, wood, and musk. Oh, I don't know, maybe a sweet herbal? What would a sweet herbal be? It's not mint. It's not sage. What is this? Ooh, I wish I had better words for you. This is one of those where I obviously don't really care for the fragrance. And I don't think that this is something that I would smell and think, oh yes, this reminds me of my time on the course golfing with my buddies. I'm not sure that this is the smell that I would want for that. Yeah, no. Earthy, herbal, yes, aromatic as in dirt. I don't know, you guys. This is a weird one. This one's weird. I'm sorry that I don't have the words to put to this one, but I would tread very carefully with this one if you are at all averse to that earthy dirt. I feel like there's a little bit of patchouli in here too, but not the nice patchouli that we got in Polo. This is more of that earthy, dirty, hippie patchouli kind of vibe. I don't know that a lot of people are gonna love this one. This is gonna have a very small audience, I feel like. I'm guessing that they didn't pour a ton of this one. I don't know. If you're excited about this one, let me know. I'm still gonna burn it. I will still review it for you. I will try to find some better words between now and then. But I just expected that to mostly smell like grass and to maybe be a little bit fresher than what it is. It smells really heavy, really kind of oppressive actually, and not at all something that I would equate with a lovely summer day out on, you know, the grass, what is it? It's not the pitch, that's soccer. The greens, out on the greens. I know nothing about golf, sorry. Anyway, moving on. We have one more candle. Okay, and this is Blackjack. Don't really know what to expect from this one either, but we have some, you know, cards and what do you call these things? These discs. Can you tell that I do not gamble? Chips? Are these called chips? I don't know. Let's read through the notes. Bergamot, eucalyptus, juniper, lavender, crushed peppercorn, moss, amber, cedar, tonka bean, and musk. All right. I'm thinking we are going to get another masculine, probably cologne-y, perfumey type of vibe here. The crushed peppercorn makes me think there's going to be a little bit of a bite to this one as well. I do like the fact that there's amber in here. The moss makes me think, oh, maybe there's like an earthy element here. We all know how I feel about eucalyptus, so I won't get too much into that. I just hope that it's not super present. I do actually like juniper, so hopefully I get more juniper than I do eucalyptus here. So let's see what we have. okay. Not awful, but definitely another men's cologne. Yeah. Okay, that bergamot gives that instant, like, perfuminess. I smell some moss, but it's not an overly earthy moss. This is not an earthy fragrance. It's a little bit fresher than I think I was expecting. I smell that cedar at the base already. Jeez, guys, saw a log. I do smell some juniper. A little bit of lavender, too. That crushed peppercorn, that's really kind of accurate here, and I like it. Okay, I'm really surprised by this one. I was not expecting to enjoy this. I really like the amber in here. There's not a ton of eucalyptus. There's not a ton of lavender. I definitely smell some tonka bean. I don't know, I like this. Listen, this one is a surprise for me. Just looking at the notes, I don't think that I would have ever popped this one into my cart. But I'm really glad they sent it because, again, it's one of those where if I wasn't in-store shopping, it would probably be an immediate, like, yeah, cross that one off the list, as probably would the Polo have been. But no, it turns out these, like, perfumey cologne scents are really quite lovely. I wonder how they would burn together. Okay, maybe not together. Together, no. They're different from each other for sure. Gosh, I think I like the Blackjack more. Okay, these are interesting. Sorry, it's a little breezy today. I feel like Beyonce right now. My hair is just flowing in the wind. But yeah, Blackjack. I like this. Listen, you're gonna have to like those slightly more cologne-y, masculine types of fragrances to really get behind this one. But this is softer. It's not quite as aggressive as some of their other more perfumey cologne-y scents have been in the past. This is actually really quite lovely. For me, turns out that it's actually the Polo and the Blackjack that are my two favorites from this. Fourth place would be, well, third, let's go with third place. Third would be the Tangelo Sour, which isn't bad, but again, just kind of leans a little bit more along the lines of a, like, cleaner type product to my nose, honestly, on cold sniff. I hope this one warms up a little bit and it doesn't come across that way once I light it. But the one that I think I'm really gonna struggle with, you guys, is probably this Tea Time here. This is just not, this is not up my alley. But if you are a fan of a lot of Kringle's Halloween fragrances, I don't know, maybe this is a haunted golf ball and you can just bust this out the week of Halloween. I mean, it looks like a scary golf ball. Look at all those dimples. Ooh. I hate the feel of a golf ball. I don't know. That particular texture, that, like, dimpled texture, I don't like the way that that feels. I also don't like the way that it looks. I think there is a name for not liking the look and feel of something like the texture of a golf ball. I have that condition, I tell you what, because this bothers me looking at it. Yeah, listen, if you like the typical, more earthy, patchouli, Kringle Halloween fragrances, you're gonna love this. If you want to smell like a big dirt hole with some grass and a lot of, like, earthy elements, this is gonna be your friend. So, not something that I would probably select myself, but listen, it's not all for me. These are fragrances for everybody. So, those are my first sniff impressions. Between today and tomorrow, I'm gonna burn all of these, even the stinky Tea Time. And I will give you guys some post-burn reviews a little bit later in the day on Wednesday. That'll give me at least 2 solid days of burning, and then I will go ahead and edit everything on Wednesday morning and then get it up. Like I said, they're launching on Thursday. Do I think there's going to be any sellouts? I don't think so. I don't think you have to rush for these. This is not one of those releases where we have, you know, a bunch of like highly anticipated gourmands or anything like that. These fragrances are a little bit more different. I think they have a little bit more of maybe like a targeted audience. So I don't anticipate sellouts. You can probably take your time with these, but I will have some initial post-burn reviews for you, like I said, on Wednesday, a little bit later on in the day, so stay tuned for that. If you are not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and that way you will be notified of all of my uploads in your subscription feed. I really appreciate you being here. I'm gonna kick this guy off my lap here and hopefully wake my foot up and light some candles, and let's see what my house smells like a little bit later on today. Let me know which one of these you are most excited about, or if you are not excited about any of these. I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.